Hi, I'm Robin Raskin here at Digital Health Live Studio, and I'm here with Greg CARESSI from Frost & Sullivan. And Greg's kind of an old favorite of ours. He comes every year and delivers the State of the Union of the digital health industry, and it's always interesting to see what Frost & Sullivan's doing on the analysis end, where we're making progress and where we're not. So Greg, let's just start right off with, what are like a few things that you have seen in the past year where we've really made some progress?
I think there's been a lot more attention to the consumer side, the patient side, the individual side, and I think we're moving from the mentality of patient towards consumer, which is a good thing because the healthcare industry has been way behind in terms of how do they address the individuals, how do they provide solutions that support individuals and enable, empower them, and we're starting to move the right way in that direction. So I think that's been a great focus. On the enterprise side, I think one of the big changes is a real movement towards analytics and leveraging analytics. We've got the infrastructure foundation somewhat laid. We still have interoperability issues in bringing the data together. But in terms of leveraging analytics and really moving the needle forward on what digital health can do beyond just collecting data, to use it to change behaviors, to provide better diagnosis and treatment, we're putting the next layer in place, this analytics layer that's really crucial to that.
And do you think this is the year that the analytics will be cognitive learning and more deeper machine learning? Like, I've got a patient, here are the symptoms, what's going on?
I think we're a little away from that in two aspects. One is the technology. We're still not quite there yet, and really putting that technology in place across the board. And second is between the ears of everyone. Consumers say they're willing to accept information from a analytics machine, if you will. But I think on the provider side, there's still a lot of queasiness. There's legal issues and liability issues they're concerned about. And I don't think we're there yet to say these tools have been proven well enough. As advisory, yes, which is where they probably should be all the time, even in the future anyway.
That's a good point.
We're still a little ways away, both in technology and in terms of corporate culture, if you will.
And I know you talked about genomics in your speech. And so do you think we're close to the point where the gene examination will be a part of everyday health? I
think we are in certain areas. So we're seeing it really in cancer treatment right now in oncology. It's becoming key. If you go to the bio side of this event, you'll see tons of oncology drugs in development that are very much tied to precision medicine and gene variants, et cetera. So oncology is really the key driver, we think, and it's happening even at the consumer level. I think consumers will demand that genomics be part of determining a treatment pathway in the very near future. I think you'll start to see people here in Silicon Valley paying for it themselves as a starting point if their insurance does not reimburse it, because the price of sequencing your genome is relatively lower now, and it's going to be something in the oncology space where I think it's the first mover. Getting it into other sectors will happen over time, but oncology, the sort of cost benefit, the investment in the drugs, everything's laid out to make it worthwhile here.
So, speaking of cost benefit, are you seeing that the industry is finally saying, hey, yeah, there are costs to be saved and we can streamline and be more efficient? Are we getting an acceptance?
I think you are, and I think digital health tools are important, and I think it's not just providers. So providers are starting to realize that, but also payers. Payers are starting to invest a lot in health IT, and again, that genomics area is just one example where payers are saying, hey, we spend a lot of money on cancer treatment. We go down a path that doesn't work for the patient. It causes them a lot of damage and chemotherapy, and then we try something else. Let's use these tools to figure out what's the best care pathway, the one that we'll pay for, and that will get them the best outcome. So it's good for the patient, it's good for the payer, and the provider now gets caught in the middle of, okay, they're telling me what they'll pay for, that should be my decision on what the treatment pathway is. So you have a potential conflict there, but you're starting to see, the payers say, hey, there's a cost benefit for us.
I love that you look at this both with optimism and analytics. If you want to read more, go to the Frost & Sullivan website, which is
www.frost.com. We have a number of industries we cover. Healthcare is where you'll find the information under transformational health.
The State of the Union looks pretty good. So thank you. Here from Digital Health Summer Summit, I'm Robin Raskin.